This is Martin here from seekedge, the channel for learning about trading and investing. Welcome to a brand new episode of Markets Tomorrow, the daily technical analysis market analysis show. And this is for August 20th, 2021, Friday. Right? Tomorrow is a trading holiday. And we would look at the markets and see what exactly happened in the markets today. And also we'll see how we can plan for a good trade on the next day. Right? We had a bull trap on Nifty and the BANKNIFTY nosedive. So we'll get to learn which is this. So if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button right away and also share it to all of your friends and relatives who you may think may benefit from this. Right? That's the only way to give us some motivation to keep doing this every day. Right? Thank you so much. So every day during the market analysis, what we do is we analyze all the patterns, price action, the indicators, momentum, divergence, all these support resistance, all these things on the charts, and then we do additional option analysis. Look at the volatility, the participation, the global cues and sectorial watch, and the global commodities and all that, and we'll wrap up with few actionables. That's what we do. So without wasting time, let's get into the charts and see what exactly happened today. So this is the Nifty 50 daily chart. Look at that. So this is clearly a bearish candle, almost like an open is equal to high, bearish, wide range, and it is a bull trap. What's a bull trap? Bull trap is, in case you don't know, right? So the market moves up, so all the trend followers will move along with that, right? The intraday players will go along with that. It gives an indication this market is steadily heading up, and then it makes substantial movement, and then suddenly it starts falling down, trading, and closes it at below the previous candle here, trapping all the bulls who had been there all the way. So this is exactly what happened in the Nifty and Bank Nifty. It's wide range, bearish, right? It's an 800 point, nearly 800 point nosedive from the top. It did gap up, moved up, and then this was also a kind of trap, and then it nosedived 800 points down. So total from the close, if you see, from the previous day, if you see, it is 300, but the actual move that has happened today is an 800 points nearly move, right? So that is very bearish, but still, if you look at, you can see that it is consolidating, right? It has lost 36,000 once again, and it has hit the same resistance zone of 336,300 levels and still working on it, right? Let's see the price action intraday. Right, intraday, this is exactly what happened, right? 18th, it gapped up and then trapped the bulls and then went down. It gapped up, trapped the bulls and went down, nosedive, heavy fall, right? This is the price action today. Interesting. So what else do we understand? From here we can see what Bollinger Bands are showing on the Bank Nifty. Other day also we saw that Bollinger Bands are seen expanding as compared to this portion where it is skews, right? But the expansion is not sustaining. But in Bank Nifty, till even today, it is in the expansion mode. The volatility expansion is clearly seen on the Bollinger Bands. Let's see the levels, right? So level has again moved up, right? And it has hit the exactly what we talked, so you can see that 61%. I told yesterday that this is a Fibonacci extension, trend projection, right? Trend extension or trend projection, right? To estimate whether, because this is uncharted area where the Nifty is hovering around. So we talked about 61%. If it is closing above 61%, it means that it's going to meet this 17,000 very easily. But today it could not close, and it got some resistance around this area of 16, 6 550 kind of levels. And resistance is seen at the 700. It got a good resistance, and if that resistance is cleared, then you can go to 17,000 easily, right? Because it went to it made an all-time high. That is, trapping all the bulls, it made an all-time high, hit exactly on the 61% projection level, right? So the target levels are clear. 78 level is the target. 850, 16, 850 levels is the target now. Resistance. If the 61.8 or 15,700 is taken away, 15,800 will be the next resistance, and beyond that it will be rounding number 17,000. Now the support below is 15,350 if it falls from there, and then 15,150, then 16,000, which also happened to this Fibonacci. 16,100 also has got a support, right? Yeah, so that is 16,100, 16,000, you can call it all one zone, and after that you have 850 to 950, that zone right here. So that is, so the first support will be the 6, right? This first major Fibonacci retracement support would be 16,100. Right? Previous resistance zone, if you look at it, is 350, 16,350, and then 16,150 also is kind of a breakout zone, previous resistance zone, right? So the downside you have 16,350, 16,150, 1600, 16,000, then 15,950 and 850, that band, right? So that is about resistance. Bank Nifty, if you see, it has actually slipped from the second support it had, right? 16,000 it had conquered previously after a long time, but it gave up that. Today the previous support, the major previous support zone of 35,800 to 35,700, which we talked about, that is also gone. So that means it can slip to the, so you have to make the change in the, right? Slightly make the change. So so now the support seen is 34,940, 940, which is fib 23% retracement support, right? And then that can extend up to 34,500 levels. Below 34,500 you have 34,000, and then 33,900, that band, right? So that is above you have, it has to conquer 36,500 and then 37,700 resistance upside, but now it has slipped. It has got to the resistance band, hit there, the same place where it had hit multiple times. 36,300 it has hit earlier also once, right? That's in 10th August, it had touched the same place, right? And that is what is happening. Input resistances, momentum. Let's see what is the momentum bull. Still bullish on Nifty. It has taken a dip. Momentum has slipped to the sideways further today. Yesterday itself it had slipped. Trend has crossed over. Oh, so the trend has closed over to bullish zones actually by the end of the day, right? Which is good. Trend has closed over bullish. And Nifty trend is intact, value there. It has ADX trend we talk about, so it is rising with strength, and trend is very good. Excellent. 34 plus levels. Bank Nifty, the trend has the trend strength of the trend. The green one is dipping, and the trend has turned to the bullish zones from bearish day for yesterday for some reason. So trend has improved. Trend is okay, but momentum is sideways. And what you can see here is it's a kind of a box. It's a consolidation that is happening, right? It is consolidating that is happening since 10 days. This is what is happening. It's unable to break above this, right? So that is momentum, and that's a trend, right? Momentum is good, very good for Nifty, and trend is also good for Nifty. Bank Nifty, momentum is okay, but trend is okay, but momentum has slipped to the sideways. It has to catch up and then move back to the bull zones for the further up move, right? So that's now let's look at the open interest analysis. Upstride is not working, so I'm just looking at another app. So the open interest for this is for the 18th today. Today is an expiry, and since tomorrow is a holiday, so you can see that. So the clear. This is what happened. There is a bullish chart until day before, till yesterday. But today you can see that the bears have taken it, and then um, it is 16600 where that was given up after going to 16700, right? So let us look at for the next. So since the expiry has happened tomorrow, so if next Friday it will be the next fresh trade that will happen for the next expiry of the month, August month. So the data will not be much relevant, but still you can see that this is also a bullish chart here now, right? You can see that it's 16500 is the highest support zone, and then 1650 is the next support zone, and highest resistance call rating is 17,000. After that you have it at 16700. You can see the bearishness, right? This chart, as I said, it is yet to be traded as a separate expiry, so don't rely too much. Now we are seeing the bank nifty levels as seen in the charts. You can see that for the 26th August, the highest in this chart overall is bearish. Highest a call rating is seen at 36,000, which was given up today, and then you have 37,000 also. There's a huge resistance. 36 and 37 huge resistance, and support zones are seen at 3500 and 35,600. Both more or less the same, right? So put call. Um, I don't know, the put call ratios are seen here. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this, but let's see if PCR, yeah, so PCR is a pro thing. So right, so definitely, so let's look at the uh, the uh, open interest for the futures also. What does it say? So it's short build up for Nifty and Bank Nifty both. That's what happened today. So put call ratio continues, must be definitely bullish for Nifty and bearish definitely, right? Below 1 definitely for Nifty. It was 0.7 yesterday, 0.74 or something, and it was 1.55 for Nifty. It might have reduced a little bit, and the data is not available immediately for this, but yeah. So overall, that's what option interest data is saying, right? It's since the expiry is yet to begin, the charts information cannot be relied. It can be relied only from Friday's analysis, but all over it is, it is showing, that 36,000 is 36 and 36,000, 37 would be the resistance zones, and 35,500 is a support zone. 35,500 and 35,000 would be the support zones. Bank Nifty and Nifty, it will be 16,600 and 700 support zones, and 17,000 and 6,700. Let's just quickly visit once again the operators for the Nifty just to wrap up. Almost familiar, it's taking time. Operators again. For the next expiry, you can see that the Nifty is showing that 16,500. I'm sorry. So the highest support zone is seen as 16,500 zones, right? Well, no, 16,600 is the highest resistance. That is correct. And 16,700 is, no, that's for the next one. This expiry. Yeah, so this looks like a bullish on Nifty. So 16,500 is support zone, and 17,000 is resistance zone highest. Then you have 1650 or so. So right, that's all. So let us get into and see what happened in the VIX today. Yeah, you can see that if you go to the, so VIX actually dipped today, 12.9. It was 13 plus earlier. Previous day it was little up. Right. So So it must have shot up during the dip that happened. It's definitely. So this is intraday. You can see that it was the straight flat, right? Went till 13.9, or more or less a flat, and then it dipped down. So when the market, so that is another thing, right? So the market, you can see that. I hope you see that. So the market went down vertically, right? After a gap up, it fall down. But look at what the VIX is doing, right? So look at what VIX has done. It has fallen down along with the market, right? So when the market is falling, the VIX is supposed to shoot up normally, most of the cases, right? But instead it has fallen down, right? So that indicates that that fall that happened today, may not be a real fall in market. It was just an expiry day action probably, or it's what we can make out from the VIX levels, right? Yeah. Of institutional participation also, the optional data is not available, so I am unfortunately not in a position to. Okay, it is up now. So let's see whether the data has come for 18. Yeah. So institutional data is 600 crores of selling that has happened for the FIAs, and that is 730 crores data. So it was selling by both institutions, domestic institutions slightly more, and foreign institutions less. So selling, it was a selling day, right? Yeah. So that's the thing, right? So let's, since substrates back, let's quickly see the levels just to PCR ratio is 1, which is bullish, just bullish, but that is what today's data. So 1.3, that's what we did. Bank Nifty, the ratio, we don't know, it's 0.5 bearish. No, that's for the next day. 0.7, it's not bullish enough, right? So that's the levels that you have to keep a watch on, right? Yeah. So let's get into what else analysis. So for instance, we are seeing sectorial watch. No, let's see the heat map here and see what happened in sectors quickly. And we see that FMCG, pharma, and IT performed. Banks, auto, and metals didn't perform, right? And energy also didn't perform. So FMCG, Nestle, Britannia, Tata Consumer, Havells, UBL, data all are performing, and IT all are TCS and Techem is performing, and L&T Technology is performing, and Pharma is having Cipla, or Cadillac and all that performing. So let's see the chart and see what we can make out. Let's go to the daily time frame. So it's a doji indices. So I didn't do well today, but it is in the bullish zones, definitely super bullish zones actually. Right. And metal, if you see, it is gone sideways again from the bullish, right? So you have to wait for bullishness to catch up. And so metal, it's again, yeah, so it is finding some kind of resistance, consolidation is happening, right? And the rounding bottom breakout happened, but it's consolidating before it further moves. It will move up, but it's taking halt and it's consolidating actually. IT, nothing, it's going to, vertically it is moving up again. Auto has gone down, going down further again, right? It's going bearish. It slipped to the bear zones below 40 also. So we stay away from that, or probably you could look at a few days of shorting also on stock Maruti and Tata Motors also, right? Pharma again has slipped to the bear zones, and it is showing some signs of coming back. It has come back to the bullish zones after the slip. So pharma Yeah, so you'll have to wait till it settles at the bottom here at momentum or above bullish, either of that, before you can do any trade on this. Right? As of now, it's sideways. FMCG breakout, yes, real breakout is happening. That's what Tata is performing. Titan is performing. Right? So it's breaking out. Right? That's a clear breakout that is happening after the resistance zone is taken out. Right? It attempted once and then retraced. Second, it failed, and then third, it failed, and then it broke out. So it is triple or four times bottom, and then it succeeded. Right? So FMCG clearly bullish along with IT. Energy is resisting, momentum is resisting since and you'll have to wait for there is a resistance there on the top. You can see that's a previous resistance here. Real estate also is consolidating after the rounding pattern breakout happens. It's slowly taking its own time, and then but as of now it's sideways, going sideways. Right? So stay away from it until it catches up. So that's what Nifty, IT index, and FMCG are good. So shortlist those stocks for Friday. USD INR, right? How is the dollar doing? Dollar index, if you see, it is strengthening. Today it was slightly small body candle, but look at yesterday's candle. It's wide range, long bearish, and it is heading towards 93.45 level, which means it will be a breakout. So dollar is strengthening. Dollar currency pair, if you see, it was bearish today, right? But it has taken, it is at a major support zone, right? And hovering around that. And next move would be heading towards the channel to 75 kind of levels, right? So between 75 and 74, straddles, strangles. The strangles can be, good play for the next month product. This month is first half of the expiry is over. So that is what it is going to consolidate. Okay? So USD and oil is normalized to 67, 68 kind of levels. Gold is bouncing up, but last 2 days there is some kind of consolidation correction that is having after the 4-5 days of move, and currently it is at a major support zone. Right? And as long as it holds that support zone, it's fine. Gold is not going to, nothing is going to happen for that. Right? And the channel top would be the target. Right? As long as this support zone is maintained. Right? Please make an order. It slipped. A big slip happened, but it recovered just like that. Right? So that is gold. And global markets, if you see, yesterday there was some bearishness that was seen at this time, but you can see that it recovered. See the wicks, no? So the first morning you have big fall, and then later it recovers. That is what the bulls are there, and this is a support zone. So see, look at how many hammers are formed here. Hammer 1, hammer 2, hammer 3, hammer 4, hammer 5. So it means that this is a major support zone where the moment it falls there, bulls are there, and it doesn't take the market up. So yeah, so we can say flat as of now. Dow Jones and Nasdaq and S&P is all flat, right? And UK markets also flat. Slight movement is seen in DAX, right? And CAC is slightly bearish, and Shanghai is up. The Shanghai Hong Kong index is up. Right? So Asian market is up, and others are all flat as of now. I have to check that on Friday morning. Anything's going to happen tomorrow, right? So there's no point seeing further on that. So that's what global. So just to wrap up, what happened today is very clear. It was a bull trap, right? It was big nose-diving bearishness that you can see in BANKNIFTY. BANKNIFTY is unable to hold the 36,000 even. Forget about the 37,000 resistance and 36,500 resistance that we have. So that is what is happening. So we have moved up a lot, right? So corrections, consolidations are obviously big. So we moved to 16,700 today. So all-time high means that is 700 points of movement happened in 12 days, 2 weeks, hardly, not even 2 weeks. So there would obviously be corrections, retracement that will happen, but Bank Nifty is not catching up as a concern. Fyers turned little more seller mode today, both of them. Normally in Fyers selling, DIs don't sell. Today both of them sold, which is a concern. This bearish candle or the nosedive of 800 points from the top, bull trap, is a concern, right? And so these are the two major concerns that you can. So you have to be cautiously uh, looking at things and then trade, right? Positionally, until 16,000 is given up, you know, it will be just, you know, retracement that will be happening. So 700 points have moved up, so there will be giving upwards. You know, so look at the Fibonacci level supports that we discussed, and then positionally you have to play. Intraday, right? Um, Now, as I say every day, option selling is not that easy as it used to be before because of the low VIX regime. And option buying is having whipsaws and, you know, jittery moments, very frequent. You know, VIX spikes that happen. And today's VIX volatility shows something different, that the price has fallen 800 points, but the VIX price has fallen so much, right, from the top. The VIX has not shot up, instead it has fallen down. That means most likely it may not be a real fall that happened, and from Friday it would recover and then further move up is what we can hope for. Not hope, but what the VIX say to us actually, right? So it'll be cautiously, still the bias is bullish. The only fear factors we said, Bank Nifty is red candle and FIS selling, right? And that is all that you have to keep in mind as a trade. So hope this analysis will help you. Uh, help you understand what happened basically. There's nothing here, all the parameters are covered, and I hope that this also would help you to plan for a trade. So before winding up, I'll just go through few of the trades that that is posted on the Twitter. We'll just quickly go on that. So as of today, you know, so Titan is doing good, and total consumer is doing good. That could be something for, we can say, something that you can trade for the next day, okay? At your own discretion, right? Your own risk capital and all that, right? So here you can see that there is a clear trending that's happening. See, it's a long trend line channel for data concepts from the COVID times, right? Beautifully it is moving up in that channel, going down, dipping. So it is doing that. So it has gone to the upper band of the, you know, channel, and then there is much more space towards the top. So it can move up to its 900 kind of levels, okay? So then, you know, keep it, you know, so resistances can be seen here, right, multiple times, 3-4 times, and this is kind of a breakout that has happened, right? Small breakout, the resistance of 3 times tested, right? So this can be a good support zone, this candle bottom. Then you can try to go along, right, and trail the stop loss. So if data consumed is a pick that you can trade. So that's a wrap up, and that's an actionable that I have. Dexus, we discuss how it can be trained, what happened today, where we are, what context we are talking about, and there are some one stock pick also a good one which you can look for swing trades, right? And if you like it, hit the like button and share it to all your friends and colleagues, you know, to help them also benefit from this. And um, you know, please do that, you know, because that helps us keep motivated to keep doing that. And then, you know, we promise to come out with more beautiful content every time. Thanks for listening. Happy learning and happy trading.